everybody, and welcome back to my channel. This is the Knitty Witch Podcast, episode 4. I am Vanessa Knitty Witch on Instagram and Knitty-Witch on Ravelry. You can email me at knittywitchshop@gmail.com or find me on Etsy at knittywitchshop or knittywitch.com. I come to you from Dover, Delaware, where I live with my fiance Brandon, our children, and my dog Zeus. This is a knitting, fiber arts related crafty podcast where I talk about all my crafting adventures. I crochet, I knit, I spin. If it's related to yarn, then I love it and I'm involved. So that's what you're here for. Let's get into it. This week, I have made some progress on a few things and I have an FO to show you. So my FO this week is my friendship socks. I knit these as like a share a pair. I know that the share a pair is very popular right now. I did the same idea or concept with my friend Wanda, and we picked out the same yarn and we're knitting the same pair of socks so that they're matchy-matchy. And here is the pair that I finished. This was yarn from You Knit I Die in the colorway Freak Show. It came with a coordinating purple mini. So I did heels and toes. I did not do cuffs because I've actually never done contrasting toes and heels before. And I wasn't sure if the 20 grain skein was enough to get me a cuff as well. Turns out that it is. So next time I make a pair, I will be doing a contrasting cuff as well. But here they are, and I love how they came out. They also fit really, really well. In my last episode, I talked about how I created these socks, and I'll go through it briefly again, just in case anyone missed it. Yeah, I'm absolutely in love. So let me pull out my notes. So, like I said, it was knit out of You Knit I Die. I used a size 0 9-inch circular needle for the body and the foot and the body, the leg and the foot. And I used magic loop size 0 to magic loop the toes and the heels. This is a 60 stitch sock. I am a size 9 foot, so 60 stitches was perfect for me. I think my measurements came out to be around 64 stitches, and I did a 64 stitch sock. It was too big, so I took it down to like 56 stitches, and 56 stitches was too tight. So we met in the middle, right where that sweet spot is, and I came up with 60 stitches. I design all of my own socks, so this is a design by me. I do my socks all toe up, and I use Judy's Magic Cast On to cast on the toe, which is one of my favorite cast-ons. It's completely seamless. So you put in your toe and then you increase to the number of stitches you need, which was 60 for me. And then you switch over to your 9-inch circular needles and just zoom knit around and around and around. Mark where your heel is gonna go, which for me, I put my heel in at 8 inches. My length of my foot is 9.5 inches, so I took away that difference for ease and put my heel in at 8 inches, which ended up fitting perfectly. It came out absolutely wonderful. I'm not going to tell you my entire pattern for it, but it's something that I learned to do very early on, was design socks. I never followed a pattern. I was taught to design my own. So all my vanilla socks are my own pattern. But yeah, so I'm really happy with the way that they came out. They came out absolutely beautiful. Also, check this out. Look at this sock blocker. It is so cool. I got this on Etsy. I'll have to link the shop down below. It says Knitty Witch on it. They're medium sock blockers. And it's a spider. Oh my God. I love these so much. So yeah. So these are my sock blockers. I don't usually block my socks. I just let my foot block them. I will block them if I give them as a gift because they look nicer, but I don't want to stretch or expand the stitches of the sock anymore because my designs are meant to fit snugly. And if you block them too big, then they end up getting a little loose, and I don't like that. So that's why I don't really block my socks. But yeah, so that is my FO. Let's get into whips. So the one whip that I have been working on that you have probably seen all over Instagram is my PostGrad Cardigan by Alicia Plummer. This is going to be my second Rhinebeck cardigan if I can finish it in time for Rhinebeck. I'm working really hard. We still have like 2 weeks to go. Actually, 16 days. 16 days. I'm not counting, right? Who's counting? So let me show you. So this is my PostGrad cardigan. Oh my goodness, I'm in the middle of a row. I didn't even notice. So I will hold this for you this way. So here is the back. And it's coming along really, really nice. So there we are on the back of it. And I am working on the front collar. So here we are. I learned a new technique with this sweater, which is awesome. I learned 1 row alternating stripes flat. I have alternated rows in the round, 1 stripe rows in the round, but I have never done it flat before. So it was a new technique to me, and I'm really happy that I learned it. I'd say that every time I knit a project, 2 things happen. I make a mistake, and I learn from that mistake. Every time I make a mistake, I learn something from it. And then the other thing that happened is I got to learn a new technique. So not only did I learn something along the lines of fixing my mistake, but I also learned a new technique to me, and more so how to read your knitting. Like, the more patterns that I knit, the more I find that I'm learning how knitting works and how the stitches are made, making it a little easier to fix. So yeah, here's my collar. There's, you can see that it's all bunched up right there, but yeah. So I am knitting this out of Neighborhood Fiber Co. in the Cooper Circle colorway, and another black colorway of theirs. I'm not sure what the name of the black one was. I have to look that up again. But it has pockets in it with a contrasting color. I love the way that she did the pocket construction, like to the point where it's the only way I want to do pockets now. I think it was brilliant the way that she designed them, and I think it was, of all the ways that I've knit pockets, it was the most practical way to knit a pocket, and I really enjoyed it. So that's that. I will say that I did not alternate skeins with this project, and I'll show you why. Because these are my skeins. They're 400-yard skeins, and they're huge. And I didn't want to be flipping them around each other while I was knitting. So because this is a hand-dyed yarn, you should really alternate skeins, and I'll show you what happens if you haven't already noticed already. So if you can see, here is the top of the sweater, and as we get towards the bottom, right about there, you can see where the yarn pulled differently, and that was that second skein. So I could have taken that out and avoided that by alternating skeins, but here's the thing. It's a design element to me, and I don't care. I really just don't. I think it looks great. It's not a big deal. I didn't want to deal with it while I was knitting with it, so I'm not even going to fret about it in the end. So this is PostGrad by Alicia Plummer. And let me think, it does not have buttons. So once I complete the neckline and move on to the sleeves and pick up for the sleeves, I'll be done. I'm almost there and I'm so excited. I cannot wait to wear this. And after knitting this, I cannot wait to knit another one of Alicia's patterns. I said before, I love her aesthetic. I love everything that she creates. I was a little intimidated by her pattern because of things that people have told me. Her patterns are not beginner friendly, I will say. They don't hold your hand, but as I guess as an intermediate or more experienced knitter, I didn't have a problem at all. I followed the pattern and breezed through it. I understood what she meant. I don't know that if you were a new knitter, if there was enough information there for you to successfully complete it without prior sweater knitting experience, but that I can't give my opinion on that because I'm not a new knitter. So let me know what you think, and I'm curious. I'm curious what it is about patterns that you feel a pattern should have for you to be able to complete it. What information do you require out of a pattern to be successful is what I'm guessing I'm asking, right? So this is almost done and super excited. Now, the next thing I want to show you is what I'm calling an FO flashback. This is something that I've knit before in the past that never made it onto my Ravelry. I have a few projects like that, so I'm going to be doing a couple FO flashbacks for a little while until I run out. I pulled out this FO because I intend to wear it to Rhinebeck with this PostGrad cardigan. So this is the Neon Lights Shawlette. Let me find the front of it. This is the Neon Lights Shawlette. That might be the back. Can't tell. Completely reversible. Love patterns like that. So here we go. It's a little shawlette that I use as a scarf, and I knit this out of Magnerico Rios. I don't remember the colorway exactly, but I like to wear my shawlettes like this as scarves. So I think that even though it's a different shade of red, I don't even care. Like, it's red. It's gonna work, right? So I intend to wear this sweater with this. And I think that's gonna look really cute. So I knit this I knit this around 2018. So it's a couple years old. I actually made it in a couple different colors. It was a really great pattern, really easy to follow, and a really quick knit, especially since this was worsted weight. It used one skein. The pattern is written so that you can actually use multiple weights of yarn. The gauge doesn't matter. Whatever yarn you use, the pattern repeats are built for you to build upon it and make it as big or as small as you want. So that is the Neon Lights Shawlette. So for the next segment, there's a couple things that I want to share with you. I'm calling this my favorite things. Just like Oprah has favorite things, I have favorite things too. So one of my favorite things is, sorry, I keep everything on the floor around me. I don't have a table, so I keep bending down, but my favorite thing is my Canon IV printer. I bought this on a recommendation from Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady Designs, and this has been a game changer. It retails at about $100. It comes with well, it doesn't come with, but there's paper that goes into it, and it syncs up with your phone, and you can print out any picture from your phone, and it prints a little 2x3 photo straight out of the printer. And why this is my favorite and how this relates to knitting is I use this in my knitting journal. So I've shown my knitting journal before. This is my dot journal. I picked this up at Barnes & Noble's for like 14 bucks. What I do is I write, oh, that cute little sticker, look at that. I write down all my notes and I punch a hole and I put the yarn that I used for that project on the ends so that the book can close. And I use the Canon IV printer to print out product photos. Not product photos, but project photos. It's so convenient. There's options for you to add borders in the app. And this really helps me keep track of everything I'm doing. I don't necessarily want all of my notes on Ravelry, especially when I'm designing something. So this really helps me to keep myself organized. I'll put in, there's the ball band and stuff. But I'll put in just different pictures. I'm a little behind. I need to get with it and start printing out pictures here. But yeah, it syncs with your phone. And it's so convenient. You can also make stickers with this. It has sticker paper where they're like little circles, and you can design little circle stickers and put those in your journal as well, or stick them wherever you want. So Canon IV printer, I will link that down below for you. It's something that really helped me stay organized and also be creative, because I loved paper crafts before I got into knitting. I have a Cricut room upstairs that I never use. I have a Cricut maker. I have, oh my God. I have a Cricut maker. I have the Cricut Easy Press. I have the Cricut Lightboard. I have vinyl. I have, you name it. It's like walking into Michael's upstairs. And guess what? I never use it. Just not interested. But I use some of that creativity that I have with my paper crafting, and I bring that into my knitting journal, because my knitting journal brings me joy. And it's like my own little scrapbook of something that I'm really passionate about. So I will link that down below. My second favorite thing that I have to show you is my Ion mug. So I have had an Ember mug. An Ember mug is an electronic mug that keeps your coffee warm for about an hour to 2 hours off charger. It comes with its own charging base, and the Ember mug retails for $130. It's a 10-ounce cup. It's a little pricey. My Ember mug, I will say that it's worth its weight in gold. I absolutely love the cup. Works the way that it's supposed to work. It kept my coffee hot for 2 years to almost 3 years. It kept my coffee hot while I was drinking it, because I'm a sipper. I don't like to chug my coffee. I like to take sips. So long story short, my Ember mug died. The battery crapped out on me and it won't turn on anymore. So my fiance Brandon, who loves to research everything before he buys it, went and found an alternative version at Walmart. It's called an Ion mug. And it retails for $39 at Walmart. You turn it on. I don't know if you can see that. You can't see that with the light, but it's got 3 temperature settings. It heats to 135, 140, or 145. 145 if you want to burn your mouth off. 140 if you like it hot, hot. 135, perfect. It will stay hot the whole way through, and it lasts off charger about an hour and a half, it said on the box, and it does come with its own charging plate. So if you put the charging plate next to you or next to your chair and just keep putting the mug on the charging plate, you can essentially take four hours. If you want to take 4 hours to drink your coffee, then you have 4 hours to drink your coffee. It'll charge or stay charged as long as it's on the base. So yep, that is my Ion mug, and it's a game changer. I love all of my mugs that I've collected, but cold coffee is for the birds. I even bought a coffee warming plate, 2 of them. I bought 2 different coffee warming plates that weren't cheap. I think one of them was like $25 for the coffee plate, and it was supposed to get 240 degrees. It doesn't heat through the ceramic cups. The ceramic cups are just too thick on the base for the warmer to properly heat. So this was an excellent alternative, and it was only $40. So yep, those are my favorite things. I just wanted to share those with you. They can be knitting related because who doesn't need coffee, right? More coffee, more knitting. Let's get into acquisitions. For acquisitions, I have a few things to show you. If you remember before, if you have watched the previous episode, I had like this whole freak out moment where I thought that I didn't have an extra skein of yarn for my sweater. So I went online and I ordered more yarn for the sweater, and it did come in. So here is Neighborhood Fiber Company Studio Worsted in the color Cooper Circle, which is the same color that I am knitting my sweater out of. They have changed their base since I bought the yarn for the sweater, and now their worsted is organic, which is amazing. 100% organic merino, 200 yards, 4 ounces, and machine washable. These are, all right, I'm not even sad that I have extra yarn because this color is so gorgeous and it's so up my alley with the red, and I'm a red fan. Red is my favorite color along with pink. And well, I'll wear red, but I won't wear pink per se. I love pink things and I love having pink everywhere around me, but it's not, I wouldn't like throw on a pink shirt, but I would throw on a red shirt. Now, I was a little concerned before that if I was going to use these for the sleeves, that it wasn't going to match. And I was right. Because the fact that the base changed and it's a different dye lot. Here is the sweater. Red. Here's the sweater red. And here is the skeins. They're a lot darker and there's a lot less red in them. Then that's a little more comparable, but yeah. So I think it would have been a subtle difference and I still would have been happy with it, but I am happy that I found the other skein and I don't have to worry about it. So I think with the new yarn, I'm gonna either make a shawl, or I was thinking maybe accessories to go with my sweater, like maybe a hat and some mitts, and have it all matchy-matchy. So we'll see, but I got that in the mail and I was pretty excited about it. So there you go. The second thing I got in the mail is something that I saw on the podcast Fiber for the People. She held up, Taylor Seeking Cozy is her Instagram name. She held up a Magnerico bag. So this is a company that I hadn't heard of before. It's a wax canvas bag. There is the name Magnerico. This is the purple iris color. And I am loving this bag. Like, look at, let me open it up a little bit. How much room is in here? Excuse me. So it has these rivets in there. Pocket on this side, zipper pocket here. And this retailed for $84. So this is a really good alternative to, what was the name of that bag? Fringe Supply Company. They're not making bags anymore, and I was really disappointed that I didn't get one of their bags. And then Magner came out with these, and now I feel a little bit better because it's kind of similar and it's the style that I wanted. So it has these handles right here, leather drawstring, and they have these in their Etsy shop in a bunch of different colors. So not just pink, but I had to. The next thing I want to scream. I'm so excited for this. And I'm so excited for October 1st, which is tomorrow, because I ordered a Yarn Cafe Creations Halloween advent calendar. So that came in the mail. Look at this. I can't even. Oh my God. It is amazing. It is amazing. And I cannot wait to open this. The amount of like work that goes into advent calendars, I get it. Like, I truly appreciate it because it's not something that I would want to do. And the joy that opening a little package each day of the month brings me is like unparalleled. It's such a small thing that really brightens my day. So here's my Halloween advent calendar. So I will be starting opening this tomorrow. I also have a Christmas advent calendar coming from Chelsea Luxe and a couple other advents that are small. Like I do like Ulta has like a lipstick advent. I love advent calendars. I try to get as many as possible. I have one for the children that I bought at Michael's. It's like an actual advent calendar with wooden drawers. And I usually go to Five Below and fill it with like chapsticks and I have girls. So I fill them with like bracelets and little earrings and different things like that. I just love the idea of advent calendars in general. I think they're just so much fun. So yeah, that's my Yarn Cafe Creations advent. I'm excited to open it. Halloween is my absolute favorite. I cannot wait for this spooky season to come. Speaking of that, spooky season is coming, and so is the Spooky Socks Make-Along that I am doing with Moonglow Yarn Co., Knitty Natty, and Crazy Sock Lady K. So that starts tomorrow. I mentioned before I'll be using the Haverland skein right here, unnamed colorway. It doesn't have a tag or anything like that. So I'll be casting those on, and I'll be bringing those to Rhinebeck with me. Sorry. I'll be bringing those to Rhinebeck with me. I had like a complete blank moment there because I want to talk a little bit about Rhinebeck. I'm sorry for those who aren't going. If you aren't going, I don't mean to just talk a bunch about it. You can skip ahead. But there's a couple things that I wanted to share with you guys from my experience going to Rhinebeck. So here's a question I want to ask you. If you are going to a festival, or if you're going to Rhinebeck or have gone to a festival, how do you plan your outfit? What do you wear? Because I can tell you that my outfit has no rhyme or reason. My Rhinebeck outfit or festival outfit is whatever fly. Shoe fly, don't bother me. The fly just took my train of thought. I plan my Rhinebeck outfit on what I have knit. So whatever I have knit for that year up until that time ends up on my body. I don't care if it's 8 different colors or 8 different patterns. I'm wearing them all. They don't have to match to me. So for this year, I'm going to be wearing my sugar coated with my slipstravaganza for one day. I might knit a hat. I am planning on, well, yarn tends to disappear up here. I have yarn up here for a hat that I want to make, and the hat is also rainbow, and the rainbow is very different from the Slipstravaganza, and I don't care. I will just wear all the hand knits, show them off. So how do you plan your Rhinebeck outfit is what I want to know. Leave a comment down below. That's a little rhyme. I should be a lyricist. Just kidding. I know my calling, and that is not it. So this is like, I podcast by myself, as I'm sure most people do podcast by themselves, but I sit here and I crack myself up in a room that no one can hear me, and it just makes me laugh when I hear myself laugh, because I'm like, who are you laughing at, Vanessa? There's no one listening to you. But you know what? There is. You guys are. So here's some tips for you for Rhinebeck. If you're going to Rhinebeck, please plan ahead. Whoever you're going to meet, wherever you want to go, have a plan. And the reason why is because your cell phone will not work. You will not get cell phone service. Because of COVID and the numbers at Rhinebeck, the people attending have probably decreased. It might be a little better, but I wouldn't count on it. So I have tried to tell people like, oh yeah, like when we get in there, I'll text you real quick and we'll meet up. Not gonna work. So plan accordingly. There's this thing called the hill, and it is exactly what it sounds like. It's a hill, and it's so visible and right in the middle of everything that it's a great place to meet up. So if you plan on meeting someone, just say, I'll meet you on the hill, and you'll know where the hill is. Everyone knows where the hill is, and it's an easy place to spot people where you can meet up. I promise. You'll be able to see who you're looking for. Get there early. So I'm a little bit psycho, and I get to Rhinebeck 2 hours early. I have been the first in line every year I've gone. And that's me, because usually I go to Jenny the Potter. If you plan on getting a Jenny the Potter mug, you want to be there early. She only makes a few designs for the festival, and once they're gone, they're gone. It is a mad rush to get one of her cups, and I am in that rush. So get there early. I would say an hour early if you want to get something specific. If there's nothing and you're just going there to relax and have a good time and chill and mosey and walk around, don't worry about it. Get there whenever you get there. But if you want something and you've seen something maybe online on Instagram and you're trying to grab it, get there early, right? Know your first vendor. Like I said, it's a mad rush once everyone gets there. So the things that you may want are going to sell quickly. Decide what you want the most. Do I want Miss Babs? Do I want Into the World? Do I want to see Primrose Yarn Co? Jenny the Potter? Pick your first most important vendor that you want to hit up. Make that your first stop. And then you can hit the other ones as they go. But like I said, if there's something you really want, know your first vendor. Apple donuts. If you want an apple cider donut, which you want an apple cider donut, I promise you do, get it in the morning or late in the afternoon. Do not get it around lunchtime. Everybody wants an apple cider donut at lunchtime, and you will wait in a line down a freaking hill. The line gets absolutely insane. So apple cider donuts, plan accordingly. Try to hit him when no one else is there. There's also this little fun thing. It's called a sheep show. I don't know if it's called a sheep show, but I call it a sheep show. And it is a little show that they do where they have like sheep competitions where they jump over like a hurdle. Like they jump over a little hurdle and they'll have the sheep and they'll all come and do their thing, and it's a lot of fun to watch. It's a good break in the middle of the day. It's a good way to meet up with people. Like if you, like I spoke about earlier, you trying to find somewhere to meet. The sheep show has a time and it'll be in the program and you can meet someone there, but it's just really a lot of fun. So those are my Rhinebeck tips. I hope to see everyone there. There will be a podcaster meetup. It's usually a Saturday. I'm not sure. It's in the program. It's usually at around 1 o'clock p.m. or 2 o'clock p.m. in the afternoon, where all the podcasters get up on the hill and you can come and meet your favorite podcasters. I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be there because I'm going to be meeting my favorite podcasters. I'm not going there for me. I'm going there because I want to see the people that I have grown to love on my television, and I want to meet them in person. And I'm sure that that's what all of us really want to do, right? So if you come up to me and you see me at Rhinebeck, I have a gift for you. These are my business card. I'm not giving you my business card because I want you to buy stuff for me. I'm giving you my business card because it has my name on it, my Ravelry, and my Instagram, and I want to keep in touch with you. If you happen to purchase from my shop, thank you. That's wonderful, but that's not what this is for. One of the fun things about Rhinebeck is doing Rhinebeck gifts, and it's something that me and my friends have always done with each other. We've gone to Rhinebeck and stayed together, and we have bought gifts for each other, and you kind of come back home with like all these little gifts from different people that you've met, and it's a lot of fun. So my gift to you will be a little Knitty Witch stitch marker. I have about 50 of these. I hope that's enough. If it's not, I'll plan better for next year, but I really hope to see as many people as possible, and then I have a little gift for you to take home from Rhinebeck, a little souvenir. That brings me into shop news. For my shop, if you've noticed, I have an aesthetic on my stitch markers. A lot of my stitch markers are metal, and I've been doing that for years. I know it's been a really long time. I don't know if everyone knows, but I did rebrand, and I'm formerly the Vintage Rose, and my stitch markers haven't changed since I started in 2013, I think I started. And I wanted to bring something new and something different and something fresh to the shop. So I was shopping for charms, and I decided to add some color into the shop with these adorable stitch markers. I have a couple to show you. So these are my Crystal Globe stitch markers. They're filled with like little crystals. They have a little flower in there. And all of these are on lever backs. So they're progress keepers. Right there. Or earrings. So I have those in a few different colors. I'll show you. I have these in a few different colors. I also have Floral globe markers. These just have like little floral stems in them. Some of them have, here's like a beautiful spring mix. It's got yellow. This one has a little more pink, a little more color variation in it. I've also got these RV campers, these vintage RV campers, which are so my thing, with the teal and the pink, which are two of my favorite colors. They have little crystal wheels. And because who doesn't love tea, I have these little teapot markers. And little teacups. So that's what's new in the shop. I love them. I think they bring something a little different, something a little fresh. It's a new look. They're a lot of fun. I think that they're great. So check them out. Knitty Witch shop on Etsy or knittywitch.com. So that brings us to our last segment. I'll wrap this up by saying thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you've made it this far, hearing me ramble on and stumble over my words. If you are a new viewer or a new listener, please subscribe. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And this will give you the opportunity to find me easier. And when I have a new video, you'll be able to see it in your feed. As always, I'm going to leave you on a positive note. So your positivity quote for this week is, beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself. It's by Coco Chanel. I'm sure a lot of you probably heard it before, but let me say it again. Beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself, because you are beautiful inside, and that's what matters. So everyone, thank you so much for watching. I love you all. I love the time that I've spent with you. Thank you for spending your time with me. Remember, be beautiful, be you, and make magic wherever you go. See you later.